Hi, I'm Daniel, and this video and very concept is spoiling both movies, so if you don't want spoilers, watch the films first. Okay, so no stories where it's revealed that the villain is really a future version of the hero using time travel. Well, two animated films released in the past 5 years use that twist, but one works and the other doesn't. Since this is a Legospective video, one of those films is the Lego Movie 2 the second part. I already made a full video on it, but in short, I think it's overlooked. The movie does an amazing job and isn't far off the other two Lego movies. As for Lightyear, it's complicated. The main consensus is beyond, but I don't think it is. The trailers and first act are amazing and it could have been a masterpiece. But it goes downhill. Act 2 is mainly disconnected set pieces, and then there's the twist. It helped potentially in some ways, but the way it's executed means nothing. To properly explain that aspect, I will look at it and compare why the same twist is used effectively in one and not the other. I haven't done that much retrospective this year yet, but I might get more into it later when I finish this part of the series. I've talked about both movies before, so this will mainly focus on a specific theme. A weird opposite of both films is that Lego Movie 2 has a weak first act followed by an almost perfect rest of the film, while Lightyear is kind of the opposite. The Lego Movie 2 the second part has a slow pace opening, but the part where the main three characters, I wrote part while realizing, makes up for that. So, I think it would be a good idea to explain the timeline from the villain's perspective first. Emmet went out to save his friends, but no one saved him from the asteroid. He got hit and stuck under the dryer and had to watch all his friends be happy without him. The result of being told he needs to be more mature and serious causes a change in him. He changes his hairstyle and look and makes a time machine with pieces from every old pop culture time machine. The existence of dinosaur sidekicks in a brief mention foreshadows the existence of time travel in the movie. And the general world of Lego where being a kid's imagination and anything can be possible makes it feel more natural in the world. The audience is more like time travel exists, that makes sense. He plans to destroy the Sister system and get all the Lego in storage. He knows they aren't evil or enemies, but wants everyone to be dragged down with him after feeling left behind. These motivations are evil, but you can't sympathize with him. This is the same Emmet we like and the innocence we saw of him at the start. The movie does a clever choice of introducing Rex Dangervest as a character before the twist. He is a representation of the cool action hero, who is an elongated Chris Pratt joke. Or is it just a joke? His character serves as pushing Emmet growth to be more mature, but it turned out to be a negative effect. The Red Herrings weren't villains, but he is. This twist turns the perspective of the world. He was at first a twist villain and a kind of predictable one, then an extra twisted edit to make him better. Something interesting about this variant is wondering how that happened. Emmet is most likeable, but is being told a different way to do things. It was him who destroyed the Sister system, but why? What led him to become Rex Dangervest? It was partly an internal conflict, but also was a slight he's influenced from before. Wildstar in particular was telling him to change with the times. It was her mistake. I also wrote that while realizing. Like how they can cue this character, trying to fight Emmet, but to his surprise, Wildstar and the others come to save him, that makes him realize he was cared about. The last minute regret and turnaround was a great choice, and its existence has importance on both characters after. It's not as if you cut out the reveal scene or his role in the movie. The themes of maturity needed a villain like Rex Dangervest, who was a superficial view of masculinity. The choice to make him resemble the typical male protagonist is a great idea, showing how Emmet had to turn to that. The Lego movie The Voyage feel like memories of childhood from a more adult perspective. A character like Rex is what would be to be ideal at the time. As well as all this thematic stuff, he is also an entertaining villain. He has many funny lines and comedy. He is able to make reference jokes in a way that makes sense in context. There's no surprise that he knows all this stuff while the other characters don't. The story really works. Now how does the other one do? The idea, a move that could have been far better than it ended up being. The pieces were there, but the pace senses a bunch of detours with comic relief characters during the middle. The third act was a strange turn, but the twist still has some potential to be interesting, but it is poorly executed and it seems that everyone who's seen Lightyear doesn't like this twist. To look at the timeline first, Buzz was guilty about being stranded, so kept traveling 4 years into the future. One time he stole the ship and succeeded, but almost got arrested. This made him find backwards time travel, which isn't set up when you wonder how that even happened. Yes, the movie established hyperspeed, but that feels completely separate to time travel. He has an empire of robots who call him Zurg instead of Buzz. Is it a dumb explanation or sequel bait? Who knows? I would prefer if there was an original Zurg before Buzz, but I'm not counting on it. He takes over the Yan and isolates the humans in a separate area so Buzz won't get arrested when he returns in the further future. He wants to go back in time to the first time he went on this planet to stop the ship crashing. That's right, he wants to go back. So, one way this fails is it isn't an established character. Before, Zurg was a generic robot villain who chased them. He had some interest in finding Buzz, but that's the only real thing you gain after finding the reveal. It didn't feel earned to get a reveal when there was no real way for it to be predicted. I'm not saying Rex Dangervest was predictable, but it's not out of the question. When it's revealed it's so sudden and random. And it's even worse when his introduction scene is cut in half. Also, Zurg technically is a pre-established character. I personally choose to ignore this movie's ties to Toy Story and say they're a separate space movie. However, I also see how many were annoyed at what they did to Zurg. In Toy Story 2 and the Buzz Lightyear show, he became iconic in a Star Wars parody moment. The father thing being accurate would have been cheap, but still better. It doesn't complicate things like the current twist does. They have a fake out moment about being dad, but it's just him. As a side note, I don't make his character design. It looks like they put Buzz on a facial editing after making him look older. And the proportions have never looked right on him. The conflict brought up an interesting debate of whether they should go back. It would have good lives if they weren't stranded, and Buzz wouldn't have guilt if it never happened. However, it would also use many years and people. The example showing this is how Buzz's friend met a wife and had a child. That wouldn't have happened if they were never stranded. Changing the past will cause their daughter and most of the next generation to never exist. Is it genocide? It's kinda grey area if they never existed to begin with. I'm not sure if it's genocide, but it's more the question one could have been a powerful decision. You could have learned from meeting these people, while the other two aren't important, but are also there. We see the culture at the very end, like sandwiches. I see the point to start of only showing Aisha family because Buzz was ignoring the rest of the world. But why didn't Act 2 show what develops from this? It will make the change of mind for Buzz and the difference between the other Buzz be more powerful. Also, the movie makes Buzz kind of unlikable for his beef about rookies, but he isn't really set up for how he will turn into this. Lego Movie 2 had a bigger difference between characters on first glance, but that had ties to the societal impact. Here it's only Buzz and his guilt where no one else is mad at him. Internal conflict had potential to be interesting, but that's where it ends. The conflict is purely internal, so it's only Buzz that made him Zurg. One idea to fix this is to have one character blame Buzz for this. Maybe the new general who originally arrested Buzz. Could have said something like, "You've helped enough to further the impact." The next volume is the climax. Buzz turns on Zurg, and then Zurg just becomes a generic villain for the rest of the movie. Lego Movie 2 is different because it had a mild battle scene, but that had an emotional climax be the core. Next is realization of the part that meant stand out. Here it's a generic battle where the focus is split between other characters. There's no well-established conclusion to this. Overall, this twist was a mess. It could have worked, but the villain should have just been some random guy. Either someone who wants power, or a personality planner who wanted to erase the past. The Zurg view should have had mentoring more than one scene, or be cut out. What we get is a poor villain. He can't be entertaining or enjoy being evil when he's supposed to be stuck in his old ways. Especially when Zurg originally was an over-the-top villain. This whole movie needs a rewrite. It will always be the Lego Movie 2 at home. In conclusion, I hope you like this comparison. It's an idea I had for a while but wanted to wait until I reviewed all Lego movies first. And I also pushed the video back for over a month. I finally did to compare how something worked and something didn't. Still, I think that both movies are better than they're given credit for being. I reviewed both in more detail before. If you enjoyed this video, consider pressing subscribe and watching more. The end.